Dear students, here we go, and I start off with the natural justice. Now, you see, my approach will not be the one wherein I'm giving you the definition, what is it, and everything. It's going to be a lucid introduction to what we can understand about the natural justice. First and foremost, we need to understand that it is the rule against the biasness. Now, you see, whenever we are talking about the natural justice, there is no question of biasness, whether it is me or somebody else. For example, if let's say I'm a person and I have two individuals in front of me, without being biased or without being any showcasing any kind of a partiality, I'm supposed to go ahead and give my judgment. So this is how the rule against the biasness occurs in the natural justice. The next one is that this is also known to be the reasoned out decision making step. You will see in a good number of pictures or movies that it can be in any language. You would be seeing that yes, natural justices are being spoken about. Let it be in animal cartoons. You will see, especially Lion King, you can see how he is prepared as a king, and how the entire, which I'll be showcasing to you through the song the Circle of Life. It's a beautiful one, and that really gives us an image of what exactly natural justice is all about. Similarly, this gives us space for the impartial justice. Okay, the jungle really showcases to you it's not the survival of the fittest, it's basically the natural justice which is taking place over there, and there is no partiality into it. And we can see even in Mowgli, the recent movie that was showcased to us, and we all know how the the entire pack of foxes goes ahead, and they stand in front of Sher Khan and protect Mowgli, and the manner he grows in amidst these animals, and the way he learns certain things, still certain differentiation or the marking is there always, and it is showcased that yes, he is a human child rather than just an animal child. So you will see these kind of things which are existing in our movies, and how well we are able to see and understand them. Similarly, there must be no self-interest. Number one, whenever there is a natural justice taking place, there is no self-interest. As a subject, I cannot go ahead and compel and say, okay, this is what I'm thinking. No, it has to be a very natural one. Similarly, or in the subject matter, or between the two parties in dispute. And once you will be reading certain feministic papers, you will be seeing that yes, a lot of readings are available wherein the differentiation is always there, and you can read some of the papers which have been written on Devdasi system, or even you can look into some of the movies where things are taking place very wrongly, and the manner they are depicted or showcased to us. So those will be the cases that fall under the natural justice for us. The other way around that you can discuss about the natural justice is in terms of the procedural safeguards. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that there is an individual who is very powerful, and he has got authority in him. He can do whatever he wants. However, we will see that there are certain procedures laid out exclusively for him, and he or she cannot do anything wrong in that way. There is an improper usage of powers. Sometimes it happens that the authoritative person might take some kind of improper decisions, and then it has an impact over the others. So how this kind of a thing takes place from the side of the person in the public authority? The best example is the Sholay, where Thakur, nobody understands that yes, he has got this label and designation of being a Thakur. However, when Jay and Veeru ask him to pick up their gun, which is lying right across his eyes, and he was supposed to pick it up and give it to them, he cannot. However, he's misjudged. So you can look into all those things and try to understand as to how the natural justices are speaking in our society. It is the part of the fair administrative procedure. You will see Sanjeev Kumar in his police vardi or uniform, in the train, the moving train, and he's hurt. He's hit by a bullet, and Jay and Viru, they toss the coin and say, yes, if this comes in, we are going to help him out. If it doesn't, we are going to run. Now, you will understand that yes, these kind of whatever things are taking place. However, the person who is in those administrative powers are really useful. Can they go ahead and enact in whatever way they want? So those are the things that we are talking about in natural justice. It is the part of the fair administrative procedures, and you will see that there is governance ethics which is existing, wherein we talk about all these things. And the case studies are present wherein we train the administrative officers and the I should say the other forest services and everybody who clears those examination, and we help them to understand, see, this is your role and this is how you need to understand and proceed further with your actions, whatever, and the decision making also. Similarly, there is always an inclusion of the procedural fairness. So that fairness attitude is always there within the domain of the administrative laws and principles. So this makes an important part of our natural justice. So let me go ahead and stop here, and I will be back with another aspect on natural justice. Till then, thanks and take care. Bye.